Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have for you. Think physical media is dying? Well, think again. You know, here on the channel, we look at me talking in third person. I absolutely love physical media, and I personally do not think it is dead or is dying. It's like so many people have said or tried to make videos on, and I get it. It's the hit thing to do on with your videos, you know, to say physical media is dead and is dying, and you get it, you know, I get it, and there's a lot of debate about this. I've covered this topic multiple times on my channel about physical media dead or dying, and I've been coming across some of these really great articles here lately. Thus is why I've been doing so many videos like this, because I don't know, I find these articles and I just have these thoughts and I want to deliver them to you guys. So I came across this article here from Home Cinema Choice. It says, think physical media is dead? Think again. And of course, look at this. We got a Evil Dead 2 VHS tape here. We'll get into that as we cover the story. This article is by John Thompson. So let's scroll down here and we'll start right here. It says, John Thompson once thought he never had to rewind a VHS tape again, but now discovers the vintage AV format is threatening a comeback. Threatening a comeback. Yes, I've actually covered this. You guys know I love me some VHS. VHS has sort of made a bit of a comeback, and there's certain layers to physical media here and why I don't think it's dead or it's dying and what's not, but we'll get into the story and I'll explain some of that as we read the story. It says, it's dead, Jim. I added the Jim part. Is a term I've heard all my life about many things. Most recently, it's been popping up over and over again regards physical media, physical movie media. So true. I hear this all the time. Then Oppenheimer came out on 4K Blu-ray and sold out all across the U.S. in only a few days. People were crossing state lines to try and find a copy. As always, the eBay scalpers, which I absolutely hate, the eBay scalpers, kicked in with copies going for $500 to $1,000 for a very short period of time. Yes, people. This is something also happened with the True Lies and Aliens and Abyss, because they sold really well as well. Regardless of how you feel about how they look, whether you liked them, hated them or not, them and Oppenheimer really sold out quick. And do not ever go on eBay after they sell out and pay these ridiculous prices of $500 to $1,000, because it's not worth it. These studios are going to reprint them. They always do. They like this, even though I feel like studios don't really like physical media. They like knowing the fact that something sold out, and then like they wait a few months or a month or so before they print more copies to get them out to you guys. So to make it feel like, oh, we didn't, you know, oh, what do we do now? You'll have to go on eBay. And then the eBay scalpers do that, and they always come back around. So don't waste your money on that. So this continues with, so if the medium is dead, then why did it go crazy? And who's buying it? Exactly. It says, let's sort some things out. Physical movie media is far from dead. 100% agree. What has happened is that discs have transformed from, oh, look at this. This is something I've been saying for years as well. Transformed from a mainstream medium to a collector's medium, and is selling very well. 100%. Physical media is no longer mainstream. It has not been mainstream for a while. And it's just, there is niches of physical media like Blu-ray, DVD. I would say, well, DVD, then Blu-ray, around that area is probably like the top niche physical media collectors. 4K is a niche within the niche. VHS is even a niche within the niche within the niche. And a lot of people who go Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K don't understand a VHS collector. They really don't. They're like, how can you watch VHS? It looks horrible. Hey, some people do, some people don't. I don't judge here. You know, I can watch a VHS and I can watch 4K, and it doesn't bother me one bit. Of course, I love the pristine image of a 4K and a Blu-ray and the sound and all that, but there's just something comforting I find in myself when I pop in a VHS in my little CRT TV with the VCR, and just there's something comforting about that, and it doesn't bother me the picture or sound quality when I do that. But I'm not trying to say it's better than 4K Blu-ray, because it's not, but it's something I love and I enjoy. This continues with, ask the likes of Arrow Video, Shout Factory, Kino Lorber. Love me some Kino Lorber, Arrow Video, and all these labels. Powerhouse Films, Second Sight Films, and may I add Vinegar Syndrome? Yes, let's not forget about them. Or Synapse Films. Let's not forget about these boutique labels. Or Culture Shock Releasing, or TerraVision Records. Let's not forget about these little smaller boutique labels that are putting out some really obscure, hard to find titles as well, that were hard to find. Now they're not hard to find titles. I mean, so But yes, boutique labels are helping keeping physical media alive and so much more. The likes of Sony, Universal, or Warner Brothers don't seem to have figured this out the shift. It's true they haven't. The big studios, I don't know how far this guy's going to go into it, but the reason they don't is because they are all geared towards streaming. Except Sony. I do think Sony has, they've been giving us some pretty good steelbooks and Blu-rays and 4Ks, and their quality are pretty damn good. But yeah, the studios just don't care about physical media anymore. They all went digital, covered it multiple times. Once again, I highly recommend you watch my video I did on why Hollywood never wanted you to have physical media. Watch that video if you have not watched it. I explained it all to you. But yeah, it's this. I think the studios have really forgotten how physical media helped them a lot in the past. And so these boutique labels are stepping up big time. Okay, Oppenheimer is a universal title. And what's interesting is that the only version that replicates its theatrical IMAX experience with a variable aspect ratio is the 4K Blu-ray. The streaming version, this is why, also another reason why physical media is way better than streaming, says the streaming version is fixed at 2.2 by 1. Nolan went on a PR blitz saying if you want to see his vision as he intended, you need to buy the 4K disc, and it worked. Yes, he did. He came out with that. A lot of people heard that. I covered it, multiple videos on it once again here on the channel. And yes, like with the Blu-ray or 4K, it is a better sound quality. It's a better picture quality. It's a better bitrate quality on a disc than it will ever be in streaming. Streaming will, honestly, I don't think streaming will ever get to a point where it can match an actual disc, a 4K or a Blu-ray. I don't think it will. It may, but I don't think it will. And I think a lot of people see that and understand that. Something that I had thought was dead, buried, and gone forever is VHS. VHS, much like the creatures from the slasher movies and Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy, and Chucky, they always come back. They rise from the grave. And by the way, horror on VHS is probably one of the best ways to watch horror movies. It really works for the medium, more so than a pristine Blu-ray or 4K. But don't get me wrong, once again, a pristine Blu-ray or 4K of Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy 13th movies and all that, they're awesome. Hellraiser's awesome. There is something special about watching a horror movie on VHS. Turns out I was wrong. VHS is back as a collector's medium. UK-based Vice Press Home Video has released Sam Raimi's 1987 horror comedy Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. We'll swallow your soul on good old-fashioned analog tape, done under license from rights holder Studio Canal. It's offering two versions, a collector's edition, limited to 500 copies, pictured above, or a blood-splattered edition, 250 copies. Both come with cover art from industry legend Matt Ferguson. Yes, and they're not the only ones. I know that's a UK thing. They're not the only ones releasing older movies on new VHSs or new movies on VHS tapes. There's so many other companies releasing VHS movies now. But like I said, it's a niche within a niche within a niche. So yes, VHS is sort of making a comeback, but it's only within certain levels of the physical media collectors. And yes, they are giving us new VHS. So I hope, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing for physical media, for that niche within a niche. Vice Press is the same company behind the Film Vault brand of 4K special editions of films including Jaws and Blade Runner, which are now sold out and go for silly money on eBay. I hate eBay scalpers. And I get that, I want to touch on that a little bit. I think I've spoken on it in other videos is, when a movie, like, even with like the VHS is only limited to 500, certain copies of like certain special collector's editions and within boutique labels, those movies are only limited in number because honestly, these companies that are making these boutique things, they don't have a lot of money right off the bat when they first make them. Of course, they're making hand over fist money now when they make them. And so though, when those movies go out of print, it takes a while before they even come back. You don't know if they'll come back. And then you got this stupid eBay scalpers charging thousands of dollars for a movie that you shouldn't be paying thousands of dollars for. Same with VHS, guys. Look, your copy of Back to the Future on VHS is not going to go for thousands of dollars. It's not. And nobody's really going to pay that much. Unless you're like a hardcore rich collector who's just absolutely, for whatever reason, has to have a VHS copy of Back to the Future when it is one of the most reprinted movies from VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, the 80s horror movies, which I really love, are really hard to find and rare because a lot of them weren't giving, you know, a lot of them were for mom and pop video stores. A lot of Blockbuster and stuff wouldn't carry certain ones of them, and so they're harder to find. And yes, I still ain't paying thousands of dollars for them, but I would understand, you know, maybe some people paying a little more for them. But me personally, I wouldn't do that. I like trying to find them out in the wild, you know, for like 50 cents at their stores and stuff like that. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you get awesome people who watch your channel that will send you some really cool VHS tapes. So thank you and shout out to everybody that's done that for me. Indeed, VHS is selling well on the collector's market to the point you might now regret giving all your tapes away to that charity shop. Mint condition copies of certain films, often Disney animations, but also the likes of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and cult horror titles can sell for 5 figures if they're still sealed in their original wrapper, which, yes, I did do a video on this. It's just VHS grading is horrible. It's in some cases those VHS tapes, if they were set by a magnet or something, they will be erased. I can't get down with the VHS grading and selling Indiana Jones, and like I mentioned, like the cult horror movies, I can understand them going for a little higher price and people wanting them, and I could get that. But the Disney movies and the Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Back to the Futures, they're the most reprinted movies. In some cases, maybe with Star Wars, like the Laserdisc and the certain DVDs that they made, they're like the only way you can actually see, or the beta in some cases, the only way you can see the original Star Wars unedited. And I can get that, but it's ridiculous the way they're selling. It is absolutely ridiculous the way they're selling. But also at the same time, I can see this guy's point about how physical media is not dead, is dying, and how there's still need for these movies, for VHS, Blu-rays, and all these movies. You know, people still want them. So it continues with Eastern promises. While there might be a resurgence in collecting physical media in the UK and the US, in Japan it seems it never went away. You can even buy MQA CDs over there, and Super Audio CD is still alive and well. It has a healthy vinyl market too, backed up by many high quality turntable and cartridge makers. This is true. I've heard from Japan, and you know, that Japan has a really good physical media thing, that they still go for it over there. Away from music, video could also be changing thanks to new 8K codecs such as AV1. Are we going to see Super UHD disc formats? If so, it will surely come from Japan. No. We will not see 8K disc. I'm telling you that right now. This person, no. We will never see. I think 4K is the end of the format. I think 4K disc are the end of the physical media format. Will it still sell? I do. I believe it's still going to sell. I believe physical media is going to last for a very long time, longer than some people are predicting it to. Because I can see a resurgence just from doing my channel and the videos I do and hearing. Because like I mentioned on the Nightcrawler stream we just did, is like there's some people out there who's never watched a VHS, a Blu-ray, a DVD, a 4K. But then I'm starting to get comments now in my videos from younger kids, you know, like high schoolers and stuff like that, saying, I'm collecting now. I want physical media. I think people are seeing that, like, you know, maybe digital, we shouldn't just all go digital. You know, maybe there's something to have about that physical copy of a CD, of a Blu-ray, a DVD, a VHS, a book, a comic, that I think the younger generation are sort of seeing, and I hope it can spread, and I hope I can spread the love of physical media. And once again, you don't have to be a collector like myself, because I collect a lot. And it's because I love it. And you know, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. My vice is physical media. That's my vice. And but I highly recommend you buy your favorites on physical media, your favorites, because it's always important to have a physical copy of your favorite stuff. The article ends here with, if VHS can make a comeback, then maybe anything is now possible. Those who keep saying everything physical is dead are looking a wee bit daft at the moment, as digital movie platforms struggle to make ends meet. Disney is billions down on Disney Plus. Yes, they are failing. These streaming systems are failing. But in a plot twist of Shyamalan proportions, physical media copies of Indiana Jones and Dial Destiny sold really well, made a profit. Really? That movie sucked. Who bought that? I'm gonna have to look into that, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. Well, man, honestly, well, maybe it could have sold because maybe they didn't make a lot of them, so therefore it looks like they sold a lot. I don't know. I just can't believe that. And finally, it says there is money in them there. Physical media hills, and I bought 2 copies of Oppenheimer on 4K. I'll keep one wrapped as a future investment. There you guys have it. And my thoughts on that is, I'm not one for that. I don't do that. I don't buy multiple copies of one thing and keep one wrapped. And you know, it's fine out there if you buy stuff and you keep it wrapped and you don't watch it and you make copies. That's fine. That's fine. Me, life is too short. You know, I buy these things I buy my movies to enjoy the movies. I plan on watching everything I have. For the most part, I have. There's still some I haven't got to. I plan on enjoying them and opening them up, whether it's a VHS, a sealed VHS, or a new 4K, or something that may be sold out that it's out of print. I open them up, I watch them, I enjoy them multiple times. Because let's face it, when I go, my family's not going to want to keep this. Most of this is going to end up in the landfill. You know, and I'm not going to buy something. Once again, like I made a thing, it's like, why would you spend $1,000 on Oppenheimer on 4K when you know they're going to reprint it? You can buy Oppenheimer like that now, like that. Why? What's the point of keeping a second one wrapped up? It's not like it's going to go anywhere. You know, it's just that's the stuff that irks me. Is like, you know, just enjoy it. Just enjoy your physical media, watch it, and have fun with it. You know, they keep it alive by buying it at actual stores and actual online stores so they can record the sales, go to thrift stores and start a collection, just or buy your favorites and have fun with them and watch them and enjoy them. That's what I do. That's what I do. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Once again, do you guys think physical media is dead or is dying or is gone away, or is it still alive and thriving and doing well? Personally, I think it's alive and thriving and doing well. Just because it's not as strong mainstream as it once was, it's still got a collector's market, and I see it growing, and I see people turning back to physical media every day. Will it ever be mainstream again? No. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. If you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That would be awesome. If I earn your guys' subscriptions, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you. A shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hated me, or liked this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long wherever you all are. Please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media. It truly is the superior format. Godspeed.